Dana. All right, so, well, I just want to say welcome. We actually are beginning a new series today called Engaging Vocation, and I'm really excited that we're going to get a chance to talk about this subject. And as a part of the series, I actually was hoping to do more than just our, in terms of our time, in terms of understanding how is God working in our profession, our vocation, in the things that we do in our lives. And so one of the things that we have prepared for our time together is we're going to have some testimonies. And I'm glad to say we have with us today Melissa Gordon. Melissa, if you would come join me up here. Can we give Melissa a hand? Thank you, Melissa, for being here. All right, you can sit. We've got the nice benches here to sit down, so I'll be relaxed. I may get too relaxed when it's time for preaching. But Melissa, thank you for being here today. And, really what I was hoping is Melissa could share a little bit with us about kind of some of her experiences in terms of work and faith. And it's been great having a friend like Melissa who not only has a professional background in terms of engaging in, professional work like, many that are not, vocational ministers, but as well as, just having a lot of thought in terms of helping people think about their work and their faith. So maybe if we could start, Melissa, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I'll start with the most important thing in my life, which is that I'm a mom. I'm a bio mom of one daughter, Natasha. She's 24. And then I have my Rwanda daughter, who I met 6 or 7 years ago in Rwanda, and who came to college here, and I became the U.S. mama. So I run a business called Echelon Communicate, which is communication coaching and consulting, and I work mainly with business leaders.
Awesome. Now, in terms of, just your work and faith, one of the things that kind of brought us together was we were a part of something as just learning more about how does your faith impact these things that we do in our profession. And I was hoping share a little bit with us about what that's meant for you, how that's impacted your life.
Well, I think there's this real separation between work and faith. It's like faith is Sunday, maybe Wednesday night, maybe with my friends, but work, is over here. And I was lucky in that my dad, my beloved dad who passed a couple of years ago, he just always said, give it all to God. It is all God's work. And there was one time in particular where I felt, that I should be called to something like really helping people. And instead I was making films for IBM and other big companies. And I was exhausted, and I was on the phone with my dad and saying, I just don't feel I'm doing my purpose, Dad. I'm not doing my purpose. He said, why? We can't all be Mother Teresa. Computers have done a lot of good in the world. So creating marketing videos for IBM was my way to glorify God in my work. So I think we have those opportunities all the time to do our work with excellence,
yes,
to do our work for God, but also to say, how has God made me?
Yes.
What did He create me to be? Maybe not a cleric, maybe someone in the marketplace who's loving the Lord and glorifying His name in every way, and being able to share with people in the workplace.
Amen. Yeah, that's one thing that was very interesting about your story, about just Melissa has a very evangelistic kind of vein run. She's been very faithful in that. So tell us a little bit about what that's looked like for you.
Well, I love that question because I think when you don't know how to do it, you don't do it. So one of the things I did is start to figure out, how do you bring up a conversation? How do you just not be a jerk who's like a Bible thumper and just, the worst thing? What you want is to love people. That's what Jesus asked us to do. You love me, then love them. Love them. So I'm a coach and a consultant, so it gives me a chance to be in kind of intimate conversations with people. So early on, I would say, are you a church person at all? And that would tell me immediately, like, where are they at? And then I might reference something that I did with my church, or I would talk about some work that I was doing, or I would talk about, at some points, we got to ask God what to do. And so I would have a way to just share authentically who I am and invite them in. And many times they would come and say, well, tell me about your faith. What is that all about? And I became just much more comfortable to intersect it. Also, I think when people are speaking, my feeling, I want to see the Lord. I want to see the Lord. And I noticed that I would ask a brainy question in an interview and they'd get brainy. But if I ask a question like, how do you explain your big job to your 8-year-old granddaughter? They would light up. And that their words would be an expression of them. And so I was always trying to find a way to see God in them and to invite more of that and to radiate God's love to them. Yeah. And so that's how I do it. Yeah,
I love that. And I really love how your personality comes out. And that's really, I think, for better or for worse, you get to hear a lot of my stories. So it's nice to have some more stories of just what does that look like for you. And that's what I hope as we talk about faith and work is put yourself in those roles. What is that uniquely for you, the way God has gifted you, the way that he is leading you to share your faith, to, really be faithful in your calling. So I love that. Melissa, thank you for sharing with us just for a few moments today.
I'm so excited about what you're doing here. It's a pleasure to be here with everyone.
Thank you so much. Can we just give a hand to Melissa? Very good.